2 Corinthians 4 and verse 18. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. All praise, honor, and glory is due to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and others, great meals on do teaching real well. And peace, love, and blessings to those who elect. I'm the brother Yakov from Prophets in Babylon, Sarasota, which is a branch of the Prophets in Babylon Temple Church. Shalom to those brothers. And today's lesson is going to be basically on, think for the later, not too much of the now, man, because we have to make kingdom-based decisions in the times that we're in and in the times that we're coming into. We're going to have to be making kingdom-minded decisions, all right? Kingdom-minded decisions. That's why I brought 2 Corinthians 4 and 18 out, because I'm going to read it once again. It says, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. And what's not seen as of now? Okay, the kingdom of heaven, man. All right, the rulership of Jacob. All right, because right now we're under the rulership of Esau, the so-called white man. Okay, and the things that he promotes in the earth and the things that's pushed out within the earth are temporal. Okay, everything that goes on around us, everything that, we're involving ourselves in besides this truth is temporal, man. And we have to make decisions, based on that type of knowledge of understanding that the things that are around us are temporal. Okay, we have to be making faith-based decisions in times we're coming into, even our own lives. Even our own lives, man, we can't get too wrapped up in our life. All right, because coming into this truth, we realize, our lives are in the hand of Yahweh Shai. We have no life anymore. That's the part of the agreement, is that we gave our lives over to Yahweh Shai. So whatever comes with that is what comes with that. You see, Lord willing, we endure to the end. All right, but even within that, some of us are going to be put to death for a witness unto Yahweh Shai. But we have to make kingdom-based decisions on the knowledge of the things which are not seen are eternal, but the things that we're currently going through are temporal, man, because you can't be in the mindset of Esau. Because Esau, the reason he sold his birthright is because Esau wasn't thinking about the later. He was only thinking about the now. He wasn't thinking about the decisions that he made today. How is it going to affect his lineage, okay, in times to come? How is it going to affect, all right, his children's children? He wasn't thinking like that. All he was thinking about was how can it benefit him now? All right, certain decisions we make in this truth, all right, and certain decisions the Lord made for us, it may not be beneficial for the now, all right? It may not be beneficial for the now, but for the later, okay? That's when you're gonna reap the fruits of your decisions, okay? Because a lot of times, man, the things the Lord takes us through, all right, it don't necessarily be for the now. It really be for the later. All right, like, damn, man, the Lord takes you through some shit and be like, damn, man, I wonder why I went through that. And it's like really have no explanation of why you went through it. But a lot of times the Lord takes us through things, all right, for the profit, for us to receive the profit of it later rather than the now. Okay, because in the mentality that Babylon brought us up in is that everybody wants to benefit now, and now. Nobody ever thinks about the later. Okay, everybody makes decisions for the now and not the later. But us, brothers and sisters who have, come into this light, we can't make decisions based on the now. All of our decisions have to be based on the later, especially dealing with brothers. All right, brothers are leaders, man. All right, and the thing, an attribute that a leader must equip, all right, an attribute that a leader must have is thinking 3, 4, 5 steps ahead. All right, 3, 4, 5 steps ahead rather than thinking about the now, and now. Okay, We coming into a time where we can't think about it. We can't be thinking about the now. We're gonna have to be thinking about the later. Thinking about the later, man. How can, you know, the things which I'm doing now affect me later? All right. Once again, going back to that example of Esau and Jacob. You know, Esau sold his birthright is because he wasn't thinking about the later. He was only thinking about the now. And I want to get a precept right quick. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 2. It's like Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 8. It says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. All right, so better is the end of a thing than the beginning. All right, so our mindset, our mentality has to be towards the end of this walk. Like, how will the decisions I make now affect me towards the end? Okay, even in the hour of temptation. You know, a lot of people are going to sell out and take that chip is because their mind is going to constantly be on the now, and now. They're not going to be thinking about the judgment to come. They're only going to be thinking about the now. Like, damn, man, if I take this chip, I can eat now. If I take this chip, I can save my family now. If I take this chip, you see, I can preserve my life now. Rather than thinking about, damn, if I endure for Yahushua, I can be raised up later. I can be delivered from the destruction later. My family can be saved later. Okay? You can't have the mentality of, you know, 5-minute pleasure cause you a lifetime of pain, man. All right? Something that you do, a decision that you make, you know, in 2 seconds can cause you, you know, a world full of pain. A lifetime of pain, man. So us coming into this truth, we have to come into the mentality that our forefathers once had. All right? That our forefathers had, man. Like, damn, you know, how can this affect me now? How can this affect me now? So like, how can this affect my, not now, but how can this affect my children later? How can the decisions I make now affect my lineage later? Okay? They were always thinking about the later. Though they may have not received the fruits of their decisions in that life, their seed will receive it later. Okay? And I want to get a precept dealing with that topic. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 13. No, is it in 11? I think it's 11 and like 10. It's 11 and 13. It says, these all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off. So they seen the promises afar off. So our forefathers made decisions based on the belief of their seed receiving the promises, you know, in due time. So like, damn, if I do this right here, now this will affect my lineage later. Another great example is Saul, and when the Lord commanded him to go slay Amalek, you know, in every cattle, everything, the Lord told him to slay everything. But what did Saul do? Saul thought about it now. Damn, you know, well, we can just take the best of the calves and, you know, send them some sacrifice to the Lord, and then we can preserve the king of Amalek, and we can, you know, whatever. His mind was caught up in it now. He got emotional. Instead of doing what the Lord told him to do, he thought it was best to, you know, damn, I can just preserve this, and I can do this and that. But look where it got him. Look where it got Israel now. Now we're over here in Babylon the Great. If Saul would have followed the commandment of the Lord, we wouldn't even be in slavery today, man. Okay, so it's key decisions we must make. All right, not just for the now, but for the future, man. All right, before the future. Okay, so, you know, Saul is another good definition, another good example. It says, Hebrews 11 and 13 again, it says, these all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth, man. Okay, so our forefathers, they seen the promises afar off. They believed in the promises. They made decisions based on receiving those promises. Like, okay, okay, this is what it's got to be. This is how it got to be. This is what the Lord requires. Okay, that my children's children may prosper, in due time. And I want to get a precept on that. This is the book of Proverbs 13 and verse 22, and it reads, a good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of a sinner is laid up for the just. Right, so a good man leaveth an inheritance for his children's children. Did not that happen, with Abraham? Okay, based off of his decision to follow the commandment of the Lord, and even if it seemed as if it was grievous in that moment, some decisions that we make, that the Lord requires us to make, it don't seem good to the flesh. Like, damn, the Lord want me to give up this? Damn, man, damn, Lord, this all I got. You still want me to give it up? But how can it profit you in the later? Like Abraham and Isaac, man. Isaac, the Lord said, I want you to offer up Isaac. And Abraham was like, shit, it hurted him because all he wanted was a son. The Lord gave it to him, and then he had to give him up. And okay, Lord, I'll do it. And it was a test. But see, based off of that decision, now look at us. Now we're princes of the power. Now we're, Abraham's seed. Okay. It's going to be an eternal glory in the earth based off of that decision he made. It wasn't comfortable. It was hard. But now look at the fruits of that decision. So Proverbs 13 and 22, again, it reads, a good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. Okay. So Abraham's decision, okay, he left an inheritance to his children's children. All right. Well, who was the son of Isaac? Jacob. Okay. So that blessing was passed on down from Abraham to Isaac to Jacob. Okay. And based off of the decision that Abraham made, now that decision is passed on to us. It's like now that inheritance, that promise is passed on to us. But the point is, notice how decisions you make now can affect the later. So that's something to take into account, brothers and sisters, man. Especially brothers, man. We come into a time where we're gonna have to make kingdom-based decisions. Kingdom-based decisions. It may not be, joyous to the flesh. It may not feel good to the flesh. It may hurt. You know what I'm saying? It may hurt, man. It may like, damn, man, what the fuck, man? I gotta give all this shit up. Fuck it. For the kingdom, let's do it. Okay? For the kingdom, let's do it. You can't think about it now, man. You have to think about it later. You got to think about your children. Your children's children's children. Okay? What about them? You can't just think for the now, man. You can't think about... You can't be a selfish-minded. You have to be selfless. Sometimes you got to exclude yourself out of the equation. Like, okay, fuck. Okay. Let me exclude myself. How can the decisions I make affect others? Okay. And that's why I brought out, the things that we see now are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Okay. Certain decisions that we make now can affect us eternally. All right. So, this is a quick lesson, man, through the spirit. I ain't want to, beat a dead horse, man. But, just touching on the topic of, we coming into a time we're going to have to make kingdom-based decisions. All right. Not based on the now, but based on the later. All right. So, Lord, this is edifying. All praise, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh Shemal. Shabbat Shem Rakak. We'll dash into the next time I say Shalom.